Hello, good evening, everyone. Wow, sincere apologies. Oh. Apologies. I was in another meeting room thinking that, can anybody hear me? Wow. Apparently, the link I was using was not the link that everybody had. Apologies. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Can anybody hear me tonight? Imagine, I will spend almost 15 minutes waiting with, I was wondering, is that people are not joining tonight? Wow. Thank you very much, Mr. Julio Shinoide. Good evening. So let's go back to our community that we are now live, that they can try to join in back now. I think the error was from my hand and from the head of the people that set this meeting up. But nevertheless, we are here. How has it been? How has our day been? Good evening, everybody. How are we all doing tonight? I know that a lot of people are still trying to connect their audio. How are we all doing tonight? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. If you can hear me loud and clear, just type 1. If you can hear me loud and clear, type 1. If you can hear me loud and clear, just type 1. Anybody in the house that can hear me loud and clear, just type 1. Oh, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much. Apologies for starting late. I think the error was, there was a mix-up somewhere, okay? So we are going to get started right away right now. And today we are looking at something that I believe is very, very dear to everybody's heart. And so basically it's effective communication. And how do we build rapport? How do we build rapport amongst, between ourselves? How do we build rapport between ourselves and our customer? How do our customer becomes our friend? That is basically one of the things we'll be looking at today. And we all can testify to the fact that customers, as they said, over and over and over again, customers are king. Without our customers, in fact, we cannot eat. Okay. So, but before we get started tonight, I want to ask a question. Has any one of us ever had a situation whereby communication broke down between you and your top paying customers? Have you ever been in a situation whereby communication broke down totally between you and your top paying customers? So welcome everyone, welcome everyone. So I need someone to respond to me. Have you ever been in a situation whereby there was a breakdown of communication between you and your top paying customers? Has it ever happened to you before? If you have experienced such before, kindly share your story. Kindly share your story. You can go to the comment section and just share your story if you have ever had such situation before. Sorry, I'm trying to, okay. Can you still hear me? If you can hear me loud and clear, just give me the number 2. If you can hear me loud and clear, I'm trying to change my mic. If you can hear me loud and clear, give me the number 2. If you can hear me now, give me the number 2. I changed my mic, so I want to be sure you can hear me. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Okay, good. Okay, so I was saying, I wanted to be sure if any of us have ever had a situation whereby we had a very terrible miscommunication. Maybe your customer used to be your friend, but unfortunately, she's no longer your friend now. Or your customer used to be your, how will I put it? You guys were in good communication terms, and all of a sudden, you are not in good communication with that customer again. If you have ever been in that situation, so you are, I mean, tonight's section is basically for you. We'll be looking at effective communication. Pardon me. I'm actually trying to make sure that we are same. Okay, so let's get started tonight. So strategies for building rapport and managing our clients. Sorry for the break in transmission. I'm having some technical issues, so that's the reason. So, but I believe we can all hear me loud and clear right now. So at some point, in case something happened, you couldn't hear me, just to make sure that you just prompt me at the So what are the strategies for us to build rapport and manage our customers' expectations and client expectations? So number one thing I want us to understand is that, especially in this season and time that we live in, a lot of people are agitated. A lot of people are agitated. I mean, a lot of people are agitated. Not just that they are agitated, and you can't really you can't really blame anybody for being agitated. You can't really blame anybody from being tensed. You can't really blame anybody from being, if they sound not reasonable or not being considerate. You cannot blame anybody for that, especially, I mean, and it's all over the world. I was still having a conversation with someone in the UK, and the person was explaining the impact of inflation. I think I've shared the story in one of our platforms before, and the person said something. He said he went to buy gala. They don't know, they'll buy meat pie rather. Yes, all this sausage, meat pie, and all of those things. He said he was at a particular store to buy it in the UK, and he bought it. He bought those. It's like a pack. It's come in a pack. He bought the pack for £5. It was an African store. He bought a pack for £5 some couple of days ago. And so he went to visit that particular day, and it was like, and all of a sudden, it has become £6. And he was having a conversation, and he recorded it with the owner of the store, asking the store owner how come the thing has increased from £5 to £6. He was trying to just have a friendly conversation with the person, and the thing just went, I mean, it took another turn. So at every point in time, people are agitated. And the guy was like, guy, you can't, why did you have to increase the price of a meat pie or sausage from £5 to £6? That it does not make sense. And he was just trying to be reasonable with the store owner, and the thing just went AYR all of a sudden. So these things do happen. What am I saying? That there is a lot of agitation. There's a lot of, I mean, people are tensed. In fact, I mean, I don't know whether some of you have experienced it of recent, that probably you offend someone, but the reaction that you got from the offense was more than the offense in the first place. And you are wondering that how come? What did I do? How come this person is reacting this way compared to the offense that I committed? Let me use that word. How come this person is reacting in this very, very particular way compared to the offense? And the reason is because people are generally tensed. So if there is anything that you know about customer service or you've learned, in fact, this is the time we need to even test every theory, every customer service theory. And it is not only unique to Nigeria. I was just sharing a story. Imagine just because of £1, everyone nearly broke loose, right? Just because of £1. Okay, so let's go dive into what we really have tonight. So the challenges of promise and expectation is one of the main challenges that cause conflicts. So when promises are not clear, when expectations rather are not clear, promises are assumed. When you don't make my expectation, the end products, if you are, and for this, for us tonight, all of us here are realtors. So whatever we are doing tonight, whatever we are learning tonight, we should relate it to us dealing with our customers even on a personal level, not now at the company level, because it's very easy for you to be pointing accusing fingers, right? Very, very easy. That's the way that company is doing. That's the way that company. So I want us to see ourselves as the entrepreneur that relate with customer. And the truth is this: as realtors, we are the face. The customer meet us first. The customer trusts us. It is our reputation that is always in line at every point in time. Okay. So, like I said, generally we have a very tense atmosphere. Okay. So there's a lot of bottled aggression, bottled aggressiveness in people walking up and down. So they are looking for where to just pour the aggression on. And I just hope that the aggression is not poured on us, right? So as realtors, we need to have that at the back of our mind. But nevertheless, we can still win in this season. And before I go further, there's something I keep saying all the time, over and over and over and over and over and over again. And for me, it's informing some of the decisions that I'm even taking. For instance, now, yes, I've had a lot of people say that, we've never had this type of inflation before. We've never, how would I put it? Naira has never been this bad before. I know that some of us have had it before too. You've had statements like that before, but that's not totally true. You know, it is not totally true, but it's just so unfortunate that we do not document history. That's the thing. Unfortunately, we do not document history in this part of the world. We don't document history in this part of the world. There was a time between 1980 and 1985 that dollar lost value by over 300%. And you don't know what I'm talking about. Let me give you an example, right? A naira was going for 0.6 pound. I'm actually going somewhere, right? A naira was going for 0.6 pounds. So what that means is that if you have, a pound was going for 0.6, a dollar was going for 0.6 naira. So what that means is that with 660,000 naira, you will get 1 million US dollars. So naira was actually stronger. And in the space of 5 years, the same 600,000 thereabout that gives you 1 million US dollars went so bad that you will need more than 20 million naira to get $1 million in the space of 5 years. So the value of the currency went back. And some of the things that we did there were the same things, the same floating, the same thing that we did there. And believe me, I was watching something of recent. Please, if you are with me, you can hear me loud and clear, just give me the number 1. I was watching something on Thursday night or Friday night. If you can hear me, you are with me, just give me the number 1. on Friday night thereabout. Okay, and you know that the same thing that we are doing, floating naira and all of those stuff, Egypt, I mean, you can just check it out. Egypt has done the same thing, Egypt has done it 5 times already. They float their Egyptian pounds, they'll go back. In fact, they just did it on recent again. And I was like, wow. So most of the time, as soon as they do it and they lose control of the currency, they went back. It became a what? It became a side. It became what? Side. It became side. They keep doing it, they went back. They keep doing it, they went back. So I keep asking myself this question. I mean, this is where I'm actually going for giving you all this long story. Where I'm going is this. How are people, I mean, that's the question I've been asking myself. The people that survived the inflation we had in the 80s, the same way Japa was rampant too. That was the same way Japa was rampant then too. So how did the people survive then? Was there a document? Was there a case study of how business survived then? Are there documents we can all go through, run through? Because if you have experienced something before, you can always run through the document and say, okay, how did business survive? But lo and behold, a lot of business survived then, but there are no documents, at least as far as I'm concerned, online, on how they were able to scale through then. There are no documents. There are no documents. In fact, we have documents on how countries like Germany was able to scale through, because there was a time in Germany. This might sound very, very funny, but it's already happening in Nigeria. There was a time in Germany that in a German restaurant, what you do is that you place order, you eat, and you pay. Between the time you place your order and the time you eat and the time you want to pay, the cost of that food will have changed. I mean, there was a season in Germany, like that, Western Germany, immediately after the First World War. So what people do is this: they pay, place order, and now wait for the food to arrive. I mean, to tell you how crazy the inflation was. So how do these people that survive, countries and businesses that survive this period, how do they handle their customer experience? Okay, so it has become more critical now that business needs to take relationship with customers very, 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 very serious. So customer expectations needs to be managed. So I'm going to run through about 4 or 5 quotes. Then we'll now look at a few things. Of course, because of our time, we started late. There's no way we can even finish this session tonight, because I have a lot of announcements for us today. A lot of announcements. But let's just see how to go. A man named Jerry Gogri. I mean, all these are business leaders, thought leaders, and they all started their business during massive recession and massive inflation and downtime, when the economies were literally dead and buried. So you can write them down. Write this down. Number 1, he said this about customer experience. He said, customer experience is the next competitive battle. I mean, realtors, most of us can testify to that. The same product you are selling, the same location you are selling, to the same customers you are selling to, 5, 6 other people are sending the same flyer to the same person. Let's take, for instance, now, the same way LifePage is selling estates, the same way you are representing LifePage, that's the same way other estates too are selling. Let's take Ekpe, for instance. LifePage, let me use, okay, I can see Mr. David Ola's name here. Let me use Mr. David Ola, for instance. LifePage is selling Ekpe. On Mr. David Ola's status, he put Ekpe, Almond County Ekpe there, right? Let's say Mr. Chinedu Chibuzo, he too is selling for another company, the same Ekpe. If it's K2, the same K2. If it's Igbodu, the same Igbodu. If it's Igbola, the same Igbola. So the customer satisfaction is the next competitive ground. Getting their attention, satisfying them. And in fact, it's going to be much more tougher. That's just the truth. It's going to be much more tougher. That's what Jerry Gogri said. I'm going to take another quote from Jeff Bezos. I mean, all of us know Jeff Bezos, the founder and the CEO of Amazon. And he said something. And the beautiful thing is that Amazon was started when a bubble just busted in America, when the dot-com bubble busted. So they started at a very, very tough time. Okay, so this quote is very relevant. Said, Jeff Bezos said, if you do build a great experience, customers tells each other about that. Word of mouth is very, very powerful. So basically what he's talking about is referral. So when we build great business as filters, when we satisfy a customer, there is no way they will not refer us. I was listening to someone and he was sharing something about his business. The guy is a sales guy and he's a real estate salesperson too. So I could relate with what he was saying. He said anytime he makes a promise and he sells a house or he sells an apartment to his customer, and for one reason or the other, one of the promises he made, the customer did not get satisfaction. He said part of his commission, he has earmarked part of his commission as gift card for dissatisfied customer. He said he will still make sure that the customer gets satisfied, probably help them to reclaim insurance or some stuff like that. But even though he will still help them to do that, he will still want part of the commission he had on every transaction, he apportioned some for a gift card. So in case this customer complained, he said automatically, he said it's part of his own process. He said, and because of that, he, in fact, is the one that rejects deals. He said he keeps getting referral. And I asked myself an honest bunch question. And the question I asked myself is that, is it possible? How can, I mean, all the people that I have disappointed, imagine me sending them a gift card. Are we together tonight? Imagine me sending them a gift card after I have even, taking care of the disappointment. Imagine me sending them a gift card. Okay, so let me take this last quote so that I can quickly run through what I have for us tonight. This is by Bill Gates. Everybody knows Bill Gates. He said something, and I want us to, in fact, I want somebody to go to the comment section and help me type this out, because this is a very, very striking one for me, and very bad. Maybe I'll take one after Bill Gates. He said this, he said, your unhappy customer, is somebody typing, your unhappy customer are your greatest source of learning. Your unhappy customer are your greatest source of learning. I don't know whether anybody got that tonight. Your unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. Your unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. Who is typing that for me out? Thank you very much, Mr. Sabi Moses. Your unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. So whatever, thank you, Luke Glory. So whatever make them to be unhappy, in fact, the fact that they show it means that you have a lot of work to do, right? Is very, very, very important, okay? So lastly, Richard Branson says something very, very striking too. Said the key to set realistic expectations and then not just meet them, but exceed them, preferably unexpected and helpful way. But one of the things I want us to take home is that we must always learn when an unhappy customer shows up. Okay, so what are the basic things that we need to do? What are the basic strategies? Some of these things we already know them, so we just want to remind ourselves of them, right? I just categorize them into a very simple acronym. I put them ABC, ABC. The things we need to do, the strategy we need to put in place for us to build rapport and manage our customers' expectation is in ABC, right? Naturally, anybody that you have a rapport with, the expectation will always be met. And as realtors, most of the time, the people we sell to are friends and family. So please, we are going to take questions. In case you have any questions, just make sure you go to the chat room and drop your question. And as time comes, we'll be able to go through those questions. The A is attentive listening. I'm going to run through this now in just 5 minutes. The A is attentive listening. The A is attentive listening. Believe me, there's nobody that we want to sell to that care about us. Everybody care about what is in it for them. In fact, somebody said something, said, all customers listen to a single radio station. All customers, they listen to one single radio station. And what's that radio station? What is in it for them? So, and you can only present something meaningful that is in it for them when you listen to them. Because see, I mean, I've shared this several times over and over and over again, that as realtors, we're actually consultants. We are not salespeople. You don't go to a doctor, for instance, now. Probably you are strong. You go to a doctor, you appear before a doctor, and the doctor, you are telling the doctor will ask you, how are you doing? What's happening? What are the issues? You say, I have a headache. The same doctor, you have a headache, right? The doctor will tell you, is it the back of your head, the front of your head, the side of your head? I say, I have a headache. You write what? You write something down. The next thing is that, okay, have you had diarrhea? Have you been stooling? So which other part of your body? We will just be asking you that you are there. You're just saying like, God, actually this guy just give me one injection and let me get out. Can't this guy just give me one injection and just let me just get out from here? Let me just get out. But what? He keeps asking you questions, and that is our job. And what? He keeps listening. And as he is listening, he's documenting. So we are a consultant too, like that. Just the same way that doctor keep listening and he keep documenting. That is our job. We need to keep listening and we need to keep what? Documenting. So it is based on what you tell the doctor. The doctor will diagnose you and probably tell you to do tests. That's the same way you diagnose the customer. Tell him to what? To do tests, and you collect the person's money. Right? So show concern when you are listening. Show concern when you are listening. Then understand their expectation in the process of listening to them. Then, so the B part is you need to be empathetic in this season and time. I was having a conversation with someone, and he did some investment. It was not through me. And are we together? Can you still hear me? If you can hear me, just give me the number 1. So I was having a conversation with someone, and he did some investment, and investment were not performing. He bought some property. He thought he was going to make some money from it. It was not. Thank you very much, everyone. So it was not making as much money as it anticipated. And I was just, I didn't, because I wanted to sell to the person. So I didn't behave or give the impression that everything concern me now. The natural man will say, what everything concern me? Did I sell the property to you? Right? So why should I? So I was empathetic. I was like, so what are the things we can do to solve this problem? This one that have you tried this? Have you tried this? Have you tried this? Anytime I'm online, I see something that can help the guy to make sure that the property, I keep sending to him and all of those things. I was empathetic. And lo and behold, he started giving me audience on what I am selling. He started doing what? Giving me audience on what I am selling. And that is very, very important, okay? So we need to be empathetic. We need to show concern. We need to show concern. Concern is very, very, very important. Everybody is going through inflation. Imagine if, let's take for instance now, Mr. Abimbola Agudapo pick up his phone and he call all his customers, everybody that has ever bought from him. And it's just, this is a welfare check. I'm just checking on you. How are you doing now? Are you coping with this inflation? Are you still in Nigeria? Have you Japan? You know, just a welfare check, right? So it's not all the time. We have promo is ongoing. We have something to sell. Just a welfare check, empathetic, just to be empathetic, right? Is very, very, very important. And in the process of being empathetic, if there's a problem, if there's an issue, we need to take the responsibility. If there's a problem or there's an issue, we need to take responsibility. Okay? Then number 3 is what? Communication. We need to establish an active line of communication. I know that I'm rushing. Yes, I know. I'm very, very sure. So the recording of this section will be made available because I have a lot of announcements to make. So I need, and I want us to still finish on time, right? So you need to be, communication is very, very important. There must be an active line of communication. The same way you have listened. So if there's an update, you need to, there must be an active line of communication. I mean, there are technologies right now, CRMs and things like that, that can help you to manage your communication. I mean, that are literally, I mean, your phone itself is a CRM, your WhatsApp is a CRM, right? And help you manage our customers. It's very, very, very important, okay? So you update them, give them update at every point in time. The reason why active communication is very, very important. The reason why active communication is very, very important is because it will be unfair to them that it is when you want to do a product introduction, that's when they hear from you. No, it is very, very, very unfair, right? So active communication is very, 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 very important, okay? So this is where I'm going to be drawing the curtain tonight. So in case you have any questions, so please go to the comment section and drop your question. I'm not even halfway through my notes, but because of time, we can't really, I even have some couple of case studies that I thought we were going to be able to deal with, but okay. So please, the way we are going to take the question is that you go to the comment section and you drop your question. So let me quickly go. Yes, the recording of this meeting will be available in the same group you got the link for this meeting. The recording will be available in the same group. So I'm very sure you belong to a community, right? Whether it's Project 1000, Community 1, Community 2, Community 3, Community 4, any of the community, the recording will be made available. Are we good? All right. I think I've been able to answer your question. So the recording will be made available, right? So let me welcome everybody once again. So where do I start from? Number 1, please, I need everybody's attention right now. I'm still waiting for more questions. But I need to have all of our attention right now because there are a couple of announcements that I need to make. Okay. So number 1 is that this Saturday is the last Saturday that we are going to be having Realtors Forum. Yes, this last Saturday is going to be the last Saturday that we are going to be having Realtors Forum on a Saturday. Let me correct myself. So from this coming week, it's not going to be moved to Thursdays. So a communication will be sent to everybody on that. So we moved it from Thursday. We moved it down to Saturday. And we realized that a lot of people usually, I mean, it's part of our culture, go to parties, just coming back from parties and all of those things. So a lot of people don't find it as very, very convenient and all of that. So we are moving it back to Thursdays, right? So that's announcement number 1. Announcement number 2 is that there's something that we are doing on Saturday, this coming Saturday by 7 p.m. So there's something we are doing this Saturday by Saturday. When I mean this Saturday on the 16th of March. So we are having, how would I put it, like a chat with the CEO that is strictly for the relaunch of all our housing projects. And this is where the interesting part is. All the flyers will be shared in all the community. So this Saturday by 7 p.m., there's going to be a chat with the CEO, which is going to serve as the relaunch of all our housing projects. Mowe, Bagada, Acacia, right? They are all coming back with new prices. Everybody can testify of the inflation. So they are all coming back with new prices. But the catch is this. This is the catch. This is the catch. And I want us to listen carefully. And I'm going to be giving us what we are going to be doing. The catch, because you see, the reason why we need to listen is because so that the promise and the expectation will match. This is the catch. Any products, housing product that anybody wants to buy, whether it's Acacia or whether it's Mowe, you are only going to be making a deposit of 30%. And upon completion of the project, before we hand over to you, that is when you will complete the payment. I don't know whether anybody got that explanation. Specifically for Acacia and Mowe. And the other beautiful thing is that we are introducing a 3-bedroom duplex in Mowe. So 3-bedroom duplex in Mowe, 2-bedroom bungalow, and 3-bedroom bungalow in Mowe. And it's finished, fully finished, not carcass, not semi-finished. All the flyers and all the details will be shared on all our WhatsApp group tonight. Listen again carefully. All they need to do is to drop 30%. I don't know. Let me give you an example. Let's say an apartment is going for 100 million. So let's say an apartment is going for 100 million, and all you need to do is to drop 30 million. Without your 30 million, we'll complete the apartment, right? But before we hand over the key of that apartment to you, you complete the payment of 70 million. And the completion period is 6 to 9 months. So what that means is that the fear of that, whether the project will not be finished or not, you are not risking too much money. And the event we're having on Saturday is to explain it, and basically is an event to raise off-takers for all these projects. Hello? Okay, it's not just for you, it's for you and all your prospects that you are inviting for the event on the 16th of March. So the details too will be shared during the week on all our WhatsApp group, right? So those are the two major announcements that we have. So other announcements, congratulations to everyone that were able to take advantage of the 48 hours offer we did towards the end of last month and the beginning of this month. Congratulations. However, please let all forms come in. It's not just about paying. We need to fill form and let all the forms come in, right? And let the form be attached with all the necessary things that need to be attached to it. Proof of payment and every other thing. Let's have them, right? So these are very, 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 very important announcements that we need to take note of. So that is that. Then all prices have now returned back. However, there is still a very, very powerful offer that is still on the table for realtors. So if anybody is able to sell 900 square meter in Acacia, you get a 2010 model car. It's still on the table. If you are able to sell one Bagada, 179 million, depending on the payment plan, you still get a car of 2010 model. That is aside of your commission. Those two offers are still very, very much available for all realtors. And I will advise CEU, please let's send all these flyers back to all the WhatsApp group so that they can have them tonight. So that's where I'm going to be drawing the curtain tonight. So my name still remains Okpe Oluwa-Oni. So in case you still have any question, I'm at the chat room right now so that we can take on questions. Questions? Or you need clarification in any of the announcements that has been made? Okay, I think we are good for tonight. So thank you very much, everyone. So the next time we are going to be meeting now is going to be on Thursday. And the time will be communicated, flyers will be shared with us. And the good news is that OC is back, is going to be back with us to share with us on Thursdays. Okay, so that will be all for tonight. Thank you very much, everyone. I mean, it's really been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening.